If you could go back in time and tell yourself not to click on this video, would you do it?
I would.
Welcome back to the Words Are Hard podcast, guys. Today we're going to be talking about shit that we wish that we knew when we were younger.
Regrets.
That we know now. So, I mean, yeah, regrets.
I can't even remember what I did this morning.
Yeah, let alone when he was a kid.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough topic for me.
Perks of being old. So...
Who are you calling old?
He repressed the Second World War, so he doesn't actually remember his childhood.
That's pretty bad.
No, it wasn't the Second World War. It was the Gulf War.
Well, I mean, that wasn't that long ago. Yeah.
So, yeah, do you have specific examples? Is that why you wanted to bring this out?
Yeah, what...
Well, like, for me, when...
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Did you?
Well, I could get
we need
real
a couch.
now.
We need to lay him down.
Here's the thing.
Tell us your feelings.
Why don't you come sit on my lap?
Do you have unresolved feelings for your father?
Okay, let's not.
We don't need to get that real.
Yeah, let's not bring the parents
No,
in.
so, like, when I was a kid... actually, I'll start it now. Now, as an adult, as a proper human, I have thick skin. I really don't.
Did he
take things
literally
hard,
just
right?
use the term proper human, referring to himself?
When I was a proper human.
Now that I'm a proper human. So basically, I don't let anything really get to me anymore. I really just don't value the.
Look at the
opinions of
company
others.
you keep.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't set the bar very high.
So when I was younger, I let a lot of things get to me. I was bullied a lot, specifically by two guys. One guy turned out to be
Greg and Mike.
And it continues to this day.
One guy is, kind of karma, I guess, right? One guy's now a scumfuck who, like, I don't know, I think he beat his mother recently. It was, like, real fucked, right?
That's not like beating up your
the other-
grandmother.
like, one of the other kids turned out to be a real guy. Like,
We have a whole episode called Alex Beats Up His Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Took that entirely the wrong way. Anyway, so I mean, they would just constantly, just pick at me. But over the years, I now have super tough skin, and so if I knew that what they do, what they say is not going to affect me in the future, I would just be like, well, fuck it. I need to start a laissez-faire attitude about everything right now. Let it be in French.
Oh, laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire.
I heard
Laissez-faire.
I heard
Laissez-faire.
I heard let's say fire, and I was just like, oh, that must be a different term.
I wish I had a let's say fire attitude.
Laissez-faire attitude.
Just burn them down.
I
Fucking
think
burn 'em.
we should get these guys' names and pay them a visit for Alex's past.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
I want to sit on them.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if I knew that, just to ignore the.
Didn't you
ignore
throw
the
your
hate.
back out pulling your pants up once?
I just have to sit on them. I can do that.
And you're gonna go like defend Alex?
Yeah, I could do it.
Now listen. Oh fuck!
Just give me a minute.
That's pretty bad.
Pooped a little.
So yeah, no, I mean, like if
So-
I knew just to ignore the hate, just to ignore, the negativity that's being thrown at me, I would be in a much better place. But now, because of it, I have thick skin and I really don't value the opinions of others.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
I was just going to
Not
say that.
necessarily.
I push people away.
Yeah, it's easier that way.
Yeah.
Who needs people? People suck.
Like someone could look me straight in the face and say, "You are the worst at what you do."
Yeah.
And I would just be like, "All right, that's cool."
I wish I could go back in time and just be like, just go to teenage me and be like, listen, not everybody who doesn't listen to heavy metal music has a shit taste in music. And your parents aren't aware that you're smoking weed, so you don't have to hide it anymore.
Oh, you mean they are aware of it?
No, they weren't back then. They are now because I accidentally told them. But I
Accidentally.
thought that they knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so I told them, and then it was just kind of like, oh shit, I just admitted that, and I didn't have to, because I used to get really paranoid that people were gonna find out or know.
Yeah.
I guess I could have just been more relaxed about it. I guess I could go back and not feel as guilty about the things that I did and say, like your parents trust you, or
When they shouldn't. Just because they should.
I want to
trust
go back
you,
and teach
they
myself
do.
how to be a worse person than I was.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's exactly what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back in time and stop myself from ever doing this show in the first place.
I mean, you can quit now if you want. Yeah, I took that as your resignation. Dude. You've got to the end of this episode to get the fuck out of the room.
I don't know. What would I? It's hard.
If I could go back and talk to childhood me, I would tell him, don't set fire to as many things as you did.
I would probably stop myself from going to college for the year and a half that I did because nothing came of that.
Yeah. I went to university for a year and then dropped out because I realized I didn't like it. I'd go back and be like, no, you don't like it.
For me, it was just because I was
Don't waste the
lazy.
money.
Flat out, no joke. It was
Yeah.
because I was lazy. I didn't stick with it. If I had, then I wouldn't be sitting here right now because I think I've told you guys before, but I was actually going to college to be a pastor.
To be a minister, yeah. Yeah, I heard of it. I remember that. I guess
Yeah.
you're a good Christian boy.
Yeah.
Still kind of think not as good as I used to be, but I still consider myself.
Dude, I was raised Catholic. Hey, that's something that, if I could go back, just don't listen to your parents. Don't go to Sunday school. Don't get confirmed into the Catholic Church. Because as much as they tell you that that they're going to force your sister to go and that she's going to do it, they're not. They're going to fold.
I wish I could go back and tell myself to save money.
That's another thing.
I was bad at spending money.
I wasn't just bad at not saving it. I was bad at...
So I was so bad that my parents decided that they were going to, they were like, all right, so we need to teach you how to save money. So, if you want something, go get a job. I wanted a TV in my room. They're like, go get a job and you get yourself a TV. Got a paper route, bought a TV, quit my job. I got myself,
not how it works.
I got a job at KFC when I was like way too young to be working, and bought a bike, bought a guitar, I bought a bigger TV.
Then quit again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I bought a game system and then I quit again. As soon as I had everything I wanted.
wish
Worst
that's how it
part
really
about
worked.
that is like I got a paper route, saved up my money, bought a TV, quit my job. Following Christmas, my sister got a TV for Christmas.
Yeah, no, that's exactly.
That's because
how it
your
works.
parents loved your sister more than you.
No, it's because they justified it by saying that she saved her money, and they were like, oh, when really it was just sort of one of those situations where it's like, oh fuck, I didn't think he'd actually do it.
now you need to be equal.
Now his sister's gonna be upset.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I mean, that's a whole other topic is about sibling
Equality.
equality. Yeah,
I don't know. I like I said, I would go back and I just tell myself to save more money. I tell myself to learn how to get a mortgage or do your own taxes.
Exactly.
I'd also
High school ain't gonna teach you shit. You gotta learn this shit on your own.
I'd also tell myself to actually pay back your loans on time and don't screw around with that.
See, I didn't.
I never did.
When I was
never
younger-
screwed around with that.
When I was younger, I was terrible for that.
Really?
I've always been very conscious about it. Like that's one thing for
Yeah.
me. 'Cause, I mean, like I've seen people's lives get absolutely destroyed.
I'm lucky that I didn't.
I tell
Yeah.
myself to keep searching for an apartment. Don't take the first one, because that.
'Cause that crackhead is
Yeah.
just too much to deal with.
Yeah, you don't want to wake up to Three's Company and crack every morning.
Or do you?
Well, I mean, depends what kind of life you're shooting for.
I to be honest, I would tell myself to spend more time with my grandparents, specifically my grandparents.
You're getting like crazy real.
I'm getting
today.
real. Yeah.
You're just like I was bullied, but I tell him it doesn't matter. Spend time with grandma.
Spend time with
Spend time
grandma.
with grandma.
Yeah, this isn't what the show is supposed to be about.
No.
No.
The show's supposed to be about whatever he wants it to be about.
It can be about whatever. I
Get
want.
real, Alex.
No, I mean like
Some Dr. Phil ass shit up here.
Yeah.
cause like I did
But
one
how
thing.
does that make you
There's one-
feel?
Oh wow, that was real bad.
Is that your Dr. Phil?
It was a terrible Dr.
A,
Phil, I
Dr.
know.
Phil's not a real doctor. B, he is not
Hey,
fit to do
hey!
psychology
He's
in any
got
way, shape, or
doctor in front of his name.
He's not actually a doctor. He has a
He's
bachelor's
Dr.
degree in
Phil.
psychology. It's something else.
He's a doctorate in plumbing.
Yeah, he has his red seal.
He's a red seal. Makes him a doctor. Fuck Dr. Phil. If there's one thing I did right in my life, it was learning French. 'Cause when my grandmother had cancer, she was it basically had hit her brain, and she started to forget things and see things. And there was one point where she was only speaking French. So
Did she speak French before the cancer?
she did, yes.
Okay.
But it was like years and years ago.
I was about
like
to say that's incredible.
Yeah,
was like
she suddenly learned French.
It was like 20, 30 years like since she had, last spoken French, and so like actively like in conversation, and for the first time since she was speaking it, and so it was only me, my sister, and my grandfather that could really understand her, because no one else in the family understood French or spoke French anyway.
I'd probably tell myself to go back and speak French. I would be probably a lot farther ahead.
Potentially, yeah. I mean,
It's just, I mean, we live in New Brunswick, so the opportunities for it.
yeah,
It's hard to learn a new language when you're older.
Yeah, it's not.
What if you had the
That's
opportunity to tell
a-
yourself to go back in
that's
time?
common.
It is.
As long as
It is. Do you know why? Because I work over 60 hours a week.
okay, so
I don't
as far
have
as
time for French.
As far as mental capacity is concerned,
I'm not talking about
it's
mental
not
capacity.
harder.
I was a
But, I mean,
stupid
sure.
kid.
I mean, okay, no, I'm talking as an adult.
You're still
The
stupid.
mental capacity for you to be able to learn language is the same as when you were a child, but you're talking about
You're arguing a point that nobody made.
That's
There's a point that I
typical
was
for Alex,
making.
though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was the point that I was making, but you
Yeah.
made a different point. It was better.
No, I see what you're saying.
So yeah,
My point is, I'm too lazy.
you're too lazy.
Would you go back and tell yourself to? I would probably tell myself to like
I'd tell myself to hit the
to
gym.
probably stay fit. Yeah, probably.
Nah, no regrets there.
No, I was lazy.
Actually, I was in better shape
Back
when
then.
I was younger because I was taking Taekwondo then.
I
Tell myself to stick with that, probably.
I was in good shape because I walked a lot, but I tell myself to start getting into like more cardio, like running and stuff, and keep with it.
Sure.
Because that's one of my biggest regrets is that I
Cut the McDonald's.
I got my license. I didn't get my license until I was 22 because I walked everywhere. Right. We moved into town and I would walk everywhere, and then finally it just became a necessity because we were looking at houses and we wanted to buy something out of town. So I had to be able to drive so I can get to work. So I got my license and I literally just stopped
Walking.
moving everywhere.
I mean, sure, you got into longboarding, and that's one thing, but yeah.
That
About
actually makes
time.
me think of another topic we should bring up some other time.
Such as?
No, well, I'm just thinking I'd be interested to know what each of our first vehicles were, but let's save that for another.
Let us know in the comments if you want to hear about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, aside from the general wanting to stay fit, or for me, you mentioned Taekwondo. I got what I wanted out of Taekwondo, and I stopped going. I don't really have any regrets there.
In
But
reality,
sure, it was
I kind of
keeping
stopped
fit.
going because it was becoming expensive.
Yeah. How fulfilling is really a sport or martial art that you can master at the age of 8, right?
Well,
I don't
for
know.
me,
The
it
couple
was-
of tournaments that I went to was kind of fun.
the tournaments and the sparring, that was a lot of fun.
My wife went to a Taekwondo tournament, and there was this girl who was head and shoulders taller than everybody else, but she was in the same weight class as all these girls. And Samantha said every time somebody went up to go face her, she would kick them in the head, and it was like, all right, you're done, you're done, you're done. And she was cycling through them. So Samantha thought, as she went up to face her, and she's 5'1", right?
Sure.
And she was a black belt in Taekwondo, and she was like, I'm gonna be the one to take her out. Lasted longer than anybody else against her, but tried to match her kick height and tore her groin.
Oh,
Ow.
So I mean, you can go back in time and tell yourself not to try to
sure.
Yeah.
kick as high as somebody who's 6.5 feet tall.
I used to be able to kick the door frame.
There's a
Why? What did the door frame do? I can kick the door frame too. It's only a few inches off the ground.
No, I meant the top of the door frame.
there's a video of a woman on Facebook that tried doing that, except for she was wearing like these stilettos, and so she kicked. The
Oh,
door frame.
she was just lifting her leg up straight.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
She got it stuck on the ceiling.
Stuck in the ceiling. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So she's like, I got this, poof, and then she's like stuck. And she's like, well, fuck. Now what I'm gonna do? I'm wearing a dress and fucking my crotch is in the air.
I bet now she wishes
was
she could go back and tell herself not to do
Pretty
that.
sure she was a waitress.
That's what I'm saying. Was that what it was?
At Hooters?
No. Because there was a guy who was dressed pretty much like her. They were dressed really nice and
You don't think men can work at Hooters too?
no.
What are you sexist?
Men don't have
I'm
Hooters.
sexy.
Some of us do, Michael. Some of us do.
Nobody's paying for that shit, Greg. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that there's some things in my life that I regret, but
Cook more, eat out less.
that I really
For
should
some
know
reason,
that
I
now.
just heard do coke more.
I used to cook a lot, and then when I first moved out, I was like,
You should do a lot of coke.
fuck it.
I
I'm
used-
just gonna
I
do
used to do a lot of
No,
coke.
I'm just gonna eat out a lot, right? So I don't know. I can't really. There wasn't a whole lot. Like there was some shit that I dealt with in high school, but I didn't really care about anything.
Oh yeah, looking back,
I did what I wanted.
Looking back, nothing there really bothers me now. Like it gave me tough skin that I can deal.
Maybe
with
when
it,
I was a kid, I would have cried less. When I was in elementary school, I cried.
You wouldn't be
few
such a
times.
pussy.
I was a big fucking pussy.
It's no wonder your dad's disappointed in you.
He's not though.
Just kidding.
No.
See, for me, I just
Wouldn't be such a pussy.
You're such a pussy. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't have too much.
No, I mean, like, I would get in fights in school, but then I would get in trouble for getting in fights for being bullied. Basically, I got in shit more than the bullies did.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my school was fucked. The guidance counselor was pretty much useless. He said, well who's bullying you? Well, these three guys. All right, well, we're going to have a sit down. And I got bullied more for having a sit
See,
down.
I kind of had the same problem because I was bigger than most of the other kids. So if they'd pick on me, if I tried to do something back, I'd be the one to get in trouble because I was the bigger kid.
Because you fucked them up.
So it eventually got to the point where I just did nothing, and kids that were like half my size were like picking on me and torturing me because I wouldn't fight back.
Shit.
And then, of course, there was a time in high school when I finally snapped and I grabbed the guy by the throat and held him up against the locker. And
Isn't
just
that
held
the
him
guy
there.
that you punched him so hard his appendix?
No, that was a
exploded?
different one.
I remember that.
Yeah, I'd go back in time and tell you not to punch vital organs.
No, he had it. He
Or
had it
non-vital
coming.
organs, too.
He had it coming.
Well, I mean, someone's appendix.
He
didn't
shouldn't have
just
touched my
burst.
locker.
Shouldn't have touched
Okay,
my
no.
locker.
Do you mean he had it coming in like two different ways? Because like the appendix doesn't just randomly
That-
burst when you punch them.
That
right?
was the thing that
So I mean, did he have
it
it coming
wa-
in two different ways?
You
it-
triggered something, though.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you a responsible
he
party there.
he was going to wind up in the hospital anyway because
Yeah.
of his appendix. It's just my punching him helped it along,
You're
apparently.
perpetuating it. It's,
See,
it's,
I did him a favor.
It's just kind of
I
like...
brought that to his
but-
attention.
But that logic is like if I punched somebody, like if somebody had like a weak spine and I punched him in the back and it broke and I was like, it's gonna happen anyway, bud. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're doing God's work.
Doing God's work, punching cripples.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's-
Or
it's
punching
like-
people, making them
Hitting
See,
people with
th-
pre-existing injuries.
this is it. If I could go back in time and talk to my younger self, I'd tell myself to punch more people.
Greg would go to the non-emergency ward in the hospital and make it an emergency.
Yeah. Just randomly hit everyone.
Be like, what's wrong? They're like, I don't know. My elbow feels kind of funny and it's tingling and and he'd be like, "Gah!"
and then they'd have a heart attack.
And then you're like, now your elbow's broken.
Yeah.
That's
Now you have real problems.
broken elbow.
And I'd start with you two. I'd hunt you down at your schools. I'd slap you for crying all the time.
Wait, at what age would you do that?
Yeah. How old were you?
I don't know. I'd have been like, what, 20 something?
How old were you when you punched Buddy in the appendix?
I was probably 14 or 15.
Okay. So you would be punching me as like a baby.
Oh, even easier.
I probably wouldn't even be born at that point. Yeah,
You wouldn't have been born.
I wouldn't have been born.
I don't
Borned.
think that's the case, though.
See, but that's the best time to beat you guys up is when you're babies.
Gonna punch my mother in the womb.
No, I would have stuck with a lot of things too. That's the other thing. Is like I said, I got a job delivering papers and then I quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
like I was in Taekwondo at one point. I stopped going. I don't remember why. It's dumb.
You're dumb.
Yeah. I joined cadets. I quit cadets. Joined cadets. Got kicked out of cadets.
That's something I never did.
Yeah.
Wait, you got kicked out of cadets?
We can talk about that.
Yes and no. No, we can't.
Would you change what happened, Mike?
No. No, I liked it. I wasn't kicked out so much as it was just kind of like recommended that you leave. That you quit.
You got kicked out.
You're not welcome here anymore.
Well, no, I just wasn't doing any. You know what I mean? Like I was on the rifle team. I was 12 years old, and I was. These kids like dared me to like steal something from a corner store, and I did, and I got caught. And my parents were like, "We got to take something away from you for doing it." And they're like, "I guess we'll take away you can't be on the rifle team anymore. I'm like, well, now cadets is just being yelled at. I don't get to shoot a gun. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not as exciting as I thought it was
I
going
was
to be.
good at it too.
I thought maybe you hazed
I thought
some
there was
kid.
another-
So there was nothing left there. And then when we went out to a camp, or we were picking on this guy named Tony. And we used
That's
to tell
what I
him,
was
like,
waiting for.
yeah, we used to be like at night when we were supposed to be sleeping, we were like, Tony plays bum darts. Tony's like, I don't play bum darts. Stop. He was so neurotic.
Oh,
It's
now I
hilarious.
vaguely remember
Yeah,
you telling me this
yeah.
before.
And then we were supposed to do like a camouflage demo, and we were putting camo paint on each other, and like
But how could you see each other once the camo was on?
they did mine, and everything was great. And then when we went to go do Tony's, we gave him like a Hitler mustache and put a swastika on his forehead, and they were like, you can't keep picking on Tony. And it's like, Tony can't keep playing bum darts. And then and then
Stupid Tony.
it was like, well, do you even like being here? And it's like, well, no, I can't be on the rifle team anymore, and I don't want to eat rations and play with camo paint. I could do that shit at home. Dad's got all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a military father, military stuff isn't really exciting. It's a job. So it's like, unless I'm shooting a gun, what the fuck do you want
what's
from me,
the point?
right? So I left that. But I don't know if I would have stuck with that specifically. I just mean things in general. Just like,
Things in general, yeah.
I used to skateboard a lot, and then I just sort of stopped. Same with rollerblading. I was really good at rollerblading, and then somebody called them fruit booters, and I was like, I probably shouldn't do this. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I guess there's a lot of
I was awesome at rollerblading, and then somebody called them fruit booters, and they were like,
I've
"Hey, Mike,
never heard that before.
what's the hardest part of rollerblading?" And I was like, "Oh, when you go really, really fast and you start to wobble." And they were like, "No, it's telling your parents you're gay." And I was like, and you know, because you're a kid, and people made
Yeah, you'd already come to terms with that part
people
of it.
made being gay sound like it was
Yeah. It's the worst
like
thing
there was
ever.
something wrong with it,
Oh, yeah.
right? And I probably would have done that less. To get real, I probably would have said the words gay and retarded a whole lot less than I did in my lifetime. Even though there's this one teacher that really pissed me off for calling us out about it. He shouldn't have done it in the way that he did
Oh.
in front of everybody.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But I probably would have said that shit a lot less.
Shit, I was going to say something.
I don't know. Drew a lot of dicks on things. I don't regret that, though.
I carried a marker around with me and wrote on my hand a lot, like just reminders for like the word of the day. And I would
You
just,
wrote
like,
the words on my hand a lot?
I had women who drew on my wrote on my
Apparently
hands.
they drew dicks on your arm,
They
too.
didn't though.
That's not
They
what your mom
actually
says.
didn't. Well, no, Eric and I drew dicks on my arm. The girls just wrote notes to each other.
And you're,
They weren't interested in drawing penises. The fuck? They're not 12-year-old boys.
Actually, there was one girl in school who was really into drawing dicks for some reason. It was just, and they were like weirdly anatomically correct,
Weirdly detailed.
weirdly detailed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Veins and everything.
Veiny dicks.
Fucking foreskin.
Um,
How does this devolve into dicks?
I was just thinking that myself. Like, we let this go.
no, I don't think we let this go at all. I don't know. I did a lot of stupid shit as a kid.
Yeah.
I
made a Drano bomb and put it on YouTube, and the fire marshal for
See,
my
that's-
town found it.
That's weird. Like, you're not that much younger than me, but I was not a part of any generation. Like, it wasn't until I was an adult that I was actively on the internet or knew what YouTube
Oh yeah,
or,
no.
you know what I mean? Like,
for YouTube, I've been on
like-
YouTube since 2006.
like
2000
when we were in the 9th grade, like, we used to go on, like, 4chan
Sure.
and stupid shit like that.
I didn't hear about
Or
4chan.
we'd
until
go
I was
on
in,
eBombs
senior
World
high school.
or Break.
I had Windows 3.1.
Yeah. But, like, we used
Are
to
you,
do...
are you serious?
I'm dead
We
serious.
used to do shit like that, but we weren't, like, actively on the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, when I first started using a computer, it was DOS.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I remember when we first got Windows.
do you regret it?
No, Windows was the greatest thing to ever happen to computers.
That's a bit of a
It's a
generalization.
bold claim.
Compared to DOS, it was great.
Yep.
For me, what were you just saying? Just before the DOS thing. Internet. Right. Yeah. No. I mean, I
So
remember-
I'm really glad that my cringy ass fucking stupid shit that I did as a kid was not documented on the internet. The way that yours is.
Oh, you have some demons on YouTube. You definitely have some videos.
Oh no, we did some projects, but
Mike and his beans.
yeah,
Mike loves his beans.
There's nothing wrong with. I'm not ashamed of that video.
Wait,
though, 'cause
what?
We did some legitimate comedy videos back in the 9th and 10th grade, where we had this thing called Channel Zero News. So we were obsessed with the movie Anchorman. And,
That was a great movie.
And we tried to emulate Anchorman as much as possible. And every time a group project would show up in a class, we would do a newscast about it. But it was so just stupid. We would just go out and we were just up all night.
We need to put
stupid
links
shit.
to these videos at the bottom of this one.
We can probably do that.
Doesn't matter. I'm not ashamed of it.
No,
See,
but
with-
the people will want to know, Mike. The people want to know.
They're
and Buddy-
fun. They're fun.
5 or 6 years ago, me and Buddy tried starting up a YouTube channel and tried to make videos, and we were really into it. We liked what we were putting out, but the hardest part was
I watched
getting time to
some of
edit,
it.
getting time to actually film together. And I had just gotten a job at that point. It was the Creative Idiocy, which is what this podcast started out as, because we were trying to work on a name. Welcome back to the Creative Idiocy podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Words are hard's better.
We changed that really quickly.
Real
though.
quick. Third episode in. I think it's when we changed it officially. Third or fourth.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, no regrets there.
No regrets.
I regretted a little
regrets.
bit. Lessons learned.
I find it very hard to remember my childhood.
As much as I pretend to say that I have no regrets, there's so many things that I would change. I'd probably beat more bullies up if I could. Yeah.
I'd punch more people.
Yeah, lessons learned. I think everybody would like to think that if they went back in time, they would be good people, but we'd probably just do the same fucking shit all over again. Because habit.
That's fair. Thanks for watching that episode of the Words of Heart podcast, guys. Leave a comment down below about what might you regret about your past. Don't forget to like the video. Check out our social media in the links below. You can get the shirts that Greg and Mike are wearing at the moment. We don't make a penny off them, but they're there for you guys, just for your pleasure. You know what? How about this? At 400 subs, we will do a draw for a free T-shirt. How about that? So a free T-shirt for 400 subs. Click between Mike and Greg for a subscribe button, and click between me and Greg for the link to our last video. Thanks for watching.